So here's what it's like living with the new Huracan Sterrato. Lamborghini sent it to me, and I'm gonna tell you what it's like living with it. Now, if you wanna watch a car review where I talk about just all the features about this car, make sure you click that 5-minute review in the description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. So first things first, let's talk about the experience of Lamborghini, because this is what I love most about Lamborghini, is the fact that it's a memorable experience. It's definitely for your first time. If you've been a car person from a kid like me and you finally get to get in a Lamborghini and you've never been in one and you get to start one, lifting that red tailgate, ooh, and then hitting that engine start stop button. It's like music to my ears, baby. And to any other car person out there that's like me, and I don't care what Lamborghini you're in, it could be the SUV, it could be any of their sports cars they've ever made, it's a memorable, legendary experience, that cold start every single time. That's first and foremost. I just had to talk about that. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, most people would be like, why are you talking about that? It's a sports car. It's not made for practicality. But if you're fortunate enough to have been able to have owned sports cars or review them for a living, both of which I've been able to do, all glory to God, you would start to notice that they never really have places to store your phones or cup holders or different things like that, because practicality just isn't their strength. It's all about the fun, the performance, the lightweightness. They're not focused on that. But Lamborghini, I have to give them credit for a super thing that I like. There's 4 places to store your phone in this car. Really 3, but I'm gonna give it 4 because the last one's an honorable mention. The first one is in the armrest. You literally have an open armrest space that you can store your phone in. Second one is on the side of the center console, which is like a clamp. I've never seen that before. I love that thing. And I wish that every car and SUV had that thing. Shout out to Lamborghini for that. That was genius. Definitely in this car, you just wouldn't expect it. For a minute when I got in here, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what is that thing? I thought it was like attached to the seat or something like that. But no, that's a phone slot holder, and it can expand. You could open it up. So whether you got a big phone case like an OtterBox, big old geezer type, or you got the regular, just thin one like me without that much protection, it can fit it right there in that space just fine. The next one is above your infotainment screen, above your fighter switches, which is top tier. Now that one you can't have a phone case with. At least I got the 13 Pro Max. You know, I ain't got the newest one, y'all. Come on, man, work with me. You can fit your phone there just fine without the case, and it works. The honorable mention one is gonna be under the center console, right next to your ashtray and cubby space. But who's gonna be smoking here on this Alcantara leather? Like, hopefully not cigarettes. That'd be crazy work. But either way it goes, you can put your phone on that little slot right there, and it works. So you got 4 different places to meet where you can store your phone in here. Now, the cup holder is a little bit different because now we're getting into a dislike, but a like. They didn't have to add the cup holder, and I'm glad that they did. They did it in the Porsche way. I also did a Porsche 911 review. If y'all haven't checked out that video, go check it out in the 5-minute format. But the cup holder, literally you press it and it opens right up seamlessly. Super good mechanics, super responsive, very nice and easy to use. But it's not even big enough to hold a can. So I'm assuming the only thing it's really made for is a plastic flimsy bottle of water. Not even the sturdy, like it gotta be one of the ones that crumple up real easy at the gas station to get to fit in that thing. Otherwise, it's pretty much useless, but I do gotta give them, is it E for effort or A for effort? Drop it in the comments below. Another thing that I like is the fact that Lamborghini installed 2 USB chargers right there for both the passenger and driver. A lot of these small sports cars, they usually only have one, and it's probably in the armrest or somewhere under the center console, but this one has 2. This right here is my next dislike. The reason why is because you can't see nothing out of the back of this joint, because you have your engine bay cover along with your engine back there. So Lamborghini knows damn well they should put a live rear view camera so you can see out the back of this joint, because it makes the blind spots very difficult in this car, and there's no blind spot monitoring in the side mirrors. So, I mean, you literally have to just put this joint in rally mode, drop it down the gear, smash up, and go to your right or left, and just assume nobody was able to keep up with you to change lanes, because the blind spots in this joint, I'm gonna be honest with you, for everyday living, it's type horrendous, but it's so much fun that it is what it is. Let's talk about these things right here, because these joints are baby, infant, toddler mirrors with no lights and a super even baby mirror. All you can do is see your pupils in that thing, which wouldn't be so bad if it actually could detach or extend or do something else other than just sit there, because they don't really do nothing, to be honest. But you're a Lamborghini, hey! This camera right here is called Drive Recorder, and Lamborghini's intentions was they put one on the windshield to record your outside footage, while this one in the inside the cabin records all of your inside interior footage while doing some extracurricular activities, whether it's going on a track, whether it's going off-road, because this is very capable. Lamborghini just didn't. They requested that I didn't take it off-road, or any other car reviewer for that matter. That's why you won't see too many Sterratos going off-road unless there's a Lamborghini representative on site, even though I wanted to do that because that would have been some historical footage, and I really wanted to see what it was like to be able to off-road this joint and live with it every day off-road. But since we don't get to do that this time, that is the intention of this camera and the one on the front windshield. But this just constantly 24/7, that big ass camera right there feels like you're in an episode of Squid Games or even the Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show.
Is he looking at us?
Jesus, do you think he knows?
Hello?
I feel like you're constantly being spied on, even though I know that's not what Lamborghini's doing. But that big ass camera just makes it feel like it. I don't think over time, 10, 20, 30 years from now, it's just not gonna age well, nor is the one on the windshield, but I could get away with the one on the windshield. But this one right here in the cabin space, that joint just looks crazy, don't it? Like, is it just me? Drop some comments below. But good idea. So you gotta give Lamborghini credit for trying to do that, because essentially it's like having a GoPro, or what most people got to do with production like me. You have to film different tough angles, and this one already comes with the camera ready. So I mean, E for effort, A for effort again. Now my next dislike has something to do with these seats. Now although I love the leather green Alcantara with the Sterrato on the rib cage tat with the Lamborghini embroidery on the headrest neck tat, I love all that. Looks good, feels good. The carbon fiber bucket shell seat, oh, keep you locked in like a kid in a car seat, but as a grown ass man. That's really type disrespectful. But when you having fun in it, it don't feel disrespectful. It just feels simply fun. There's just one drawback: adjusting these seats for comfort, in particular the recline. Because if you want to slide this seat forward or backwards, that's easy. Just pull the tab and slide forward or backwards. If you want to adjust the full tilt of the seat, all you gotta do is just pump that joint down or pump that lever up. But if you want to adjust the recline in this joint, ooh wee, the spindle to spin the recline is so tight. You know what it feels like? It feels like you have oil all over your hands and you're trying to open a pickle jar. Really, really tight pickle jar, but your hands are full of oil. But imagine your hands didn't have oil and it's still that hard. That's how it is to recline these seats. It's brutal. And sitting in the car, it's such an awkward position how you're trying to spin it. You damn near tear your tendon. I'm just making up stuff. I don't even know what that's called. But you're going to tear some in your forearm, your elbow, and even potentially your tricep and bicep, man, because it's just a very weird angle. But if you're outside the car, it's even worse tight, because now you're messing up your lower lumbar. My back already be hurting from sitting in the car driving because I'm 6'10", trying to fit in this little bitty thing. But when you're outside the car, it's like, it's even, you got a little bit more leverage with the spin, but not so much on your back. It's just a really tough thing to do, whether you're out the car or in the car, in short. So you gotta pick your poison with this one, but you gotta just hope that you're the only one driving, you never have to adjust your seat. But if you constantly gotta adjust your seat, then that one right there, I can see that being a real nuisance. And I just had to mention that because that's probably one of the things I hate most, or dislike most, about this car, because hate's a strong word, but I might hate, it's like an in between a dislike and a hate. Somewhere in the middle. So the next one is gonna be not a dislike, but not a like either. It's somewhere in between, and it's this sound system. It's called Cinesunum. I don't know, I ain't gonna lie, I never even heard of it. It doesn't sound horrible, but it doesn't sound great. And I think that at this price tag, it should just be great for $360,000. And I also gotta mention the bass is basing, but it's not as clear and crispy as it should be. Kind of sounds a little bit distorted along with the clarity, but I will give it credit. Through the infotainment screen, Lamborghini did allow you to adjust your sound system with treble, bass, mids, equalizers, all that good stuff. So you can tweak it to your preference. It's not a like, it's not a dislike, it's just in between. For $360,000, this is what your backup camera looks like. And you also get these sensors right here. I just feel like for $360,000, I shouldn't get a backup camera that looks pixelated like it belonged on an older car, like my old Aventador, for instance. which was a 2012. I want a backup camera that is super crispy, clear, and don't just have the sensors. That's cool, but I want 360-degree camera angles. And I think in a sports car, I think cameras that show the tires, maybe how close you are to the curb, your front parking camera, your rear parking camera, and crispy angles, even with maybe even a bird's eye view. I think for $360,000, that's not too much to ask. Drop the comments below if y'all agree with me or disagree with me. Let's talk about the performance of this car. 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds with all-terrain tires and a roof rack on top. Think about that. This car not only looks amazing on road, on the pavement, just going from A to B, A to Z, whatever you choose, A to G, it could be any of them. Or it can look just as glorious off-road. Or you can do a blend of both in the same and not look like you're out of place in either one. If you go off-road and there's people like, damn, that's a Lamborghini off-road, that looks crazy dope. But then you're on-road and it's a Lamborghini that just looks like a dope Lamborghini on-road that can go off-road. So it's like, there's no compromising with this. And it is easier to drive than, like your STO Huracans or like, your Evos and different things like that, because it has the all-terrain tires, it's lifted up a little bit more. It's made to be more comfortable for everyday use, to be able to go in all terrains with. Not like, you're not gonna be rock crawling or anything like that in this, but you can go in places that most Lamborghinis just can't go. Actually, I would say damn near all Lamborghinis aside from the Urus, you're not gonna drive your Aventador, your Revolto, or any of those kind of Lamborghinis off-road in gravel. You know what I mean? This is one that's made for that. Like, you can beat this joint up, take it off gravel, get on some dirt roads. Once you put this joint from Strata Sport in rally, and then you get past a certain RPMs, it really, like that valve and that exhaust just really opens up and just lets it out full blast. And you got snap, crackle, pop straight from the factory. Honestly, one of the best sounding cars that I've reviewed so far in 2025, as far as that exhaust note, sports car that is, and just in general, honestly, with that exhaust note, very fun. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, there's no place in the world where this one's gonna feel like, I'm in my Lambo, let me go home and change cars, get the SUV and come back over here. No, you could take this one too. So I think that's very dope that Lamborghini did that, and the attention that it gets, people still love it, even with these fender flares, the roof rack, the front lip splitter, the rocker panels, side skirts, the rear diffuser. People love the way this car looks. My neighbors talk to me about it all the time. That's the #1 test all the time, is when my neighbors talk to me about all these cars, including this Lamborghini. And like, when you just go every other place like that you run errands to, whether it's to get food or get groceries, my wife and I also got groceries in this. And if you take out everything in that front trunk, you literally have like a decent amount of space. It doesn't look like it, but you could have about 7 to 8 bags. I think I counted, I think it was 7 to 8 bags that we put in that front trunk. We went to Walmart, then we went to another grocery store. We went to like 2, 3 different grocery stores and was able to get all of the groceries we need with that front trunk space. And I did not think it was gonna be able to have that much space, but you do have to take everything out of there, put it in your garage, and then go grocery shopping. So that is also worth accounting for too. Now, when it comes to everyday drivability, this joint is it. And it's one of the easiest driving Lamborghinis I've ever driven. But when it comes to comfort, I guess at my height, it's debatable. But for your average height person, I think they can get down with this, no problem. Downshift and get back to it. Now, when it comes to cornering, this joint give you everything you want, even with them all-terrain tires. And the fact that you could kick this joint loose on the back end makes it that much more fun. So in short, that's what my experience has been like living with the Huracan Sterrato. Tell me, what car would y'all like me to review next? Because this Huracan Sterrato was a banger, and I got so many more bangers coming for y'all in 2025. So if you ain't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to watch these reviews in real time, make sure you follow me on Snapchat. The link is below in the description. I post every day on there in real time when I have these cars, long before the production of this YouTube channel in our 5-minute format. So make sure you don't miss it, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, because I got a different type of content that goes up on my Instagram and my TikTok. So make sure you follow both. All the links are below in the description. But until next time, I catch it. You dig.